See if my phone pings. Ping. Ping, ping, ping. Ping, 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 pong.
Oh.
Ping, ping, pong.
There it is.
Ping, ping, pong. Ping, pong, ping. Ping, pong, pong. So, yeah. So, anyways, I'm just frustrated right now trying to figure out a car for Emerson. He's been getting kind of antsy about the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a perfect truck for him at this one lot near Bennington, and they wanted way too much money for it too. And I'm not a barterer. Like, just put the price that you can sell it for on the car. I don't want to have to like go, oh, I'll give you this much for it, and then have to do that back and forth thing.
Yeah.
I hate that. You know.
I gotta get another block of wood because my camera's not high enough.
Okay.
These are my wood blocks I use.
That's a lot of wood blocks.
It's actually a giant Jenga that I made.
Oh.
And we never used it, so I just use it to like prop up motorcycles and stuff down here.
Yeah.
And screw them together, or like beat something up on it, like hit something on it to take it apart or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Or on them. That's better.
Oh, Nick Nuthouse says he's got a 2008 Honda CR-V for sale. Yeah.
How much? I might want to buy it.
Yeah, I don't know if my dad would drive a Honda.
Why? They run forever.
My dad, I know, but you know that and I know that, but my dad's kind of weird. See, the whole thing is my dad has a truck that I want. He's got a 2001 or 2 Chevy S10 Blazer Extreme 2-door. That would be a perfect car for my son. And I don't even know how my dad got this car. So I'm like, every time I go over there, I see my dad. I bought him tires today, and all we could talk about was this truck. And he was like, he goes, why does everybody always say that? Why does everybody want my truck? And I'm like, dude, because you've got a cool truck. Like, you don't see those very often. Even the guy at Walmart was like, yeah, I'd totally drive one of those.
Mm-hmm.
But, so I was thinking if I could find something that...
He didn't tell you how he acquired it?
Well, he bought it. He just bought it from a lot. But I was like, why this one? Why did you choose this specific truck? I mean, I thought for sure that it was like... so my dad's third wife has like a gazillion kids, and like 3 of them live with my dad at any time. They just constantly recycle themselves.
Mm-hmm.
They like it's like when you're playing a video game and you kill one, like another one just respawns out of nowhere. That's basically what happens. And so so anyways, I thought it was Mike's, who I guess is my stepbrother, but it wasn't. It was my dad's. And I'm like, what goes on here? Where does this come from? Anyways, I hope they don't watch that. I don't think they do. I think they actually. I was just informed today that neither of them have computers right now, so they're not going to see that. Yeah. So it's fine. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so I was just thinking that if I could find a car, and buy it, you know, and then just trade it with my dad. Be like, here, you take this one.
Straight up.
You take this one.
Straight up.
And I'll take this one, and then Emerson will have a car. That's kind of cool.
Traded straight up.
I didn't have a car in high school, man. So I don't know. Anywho.
I did, but it's a piece of hot garbage.
Yeah. I drove my mom's Ford Festiva a few times to high school.
Yeah.
That was about it. And that was a Ford Festiva, so that definitely was not cool. I once got into a car chase with that thing, though. You know, there was like groups of high school kids that were getting in fights and stuff, and so I was part of one of these groups. And then, like, they all piled in and wanted me to chase this car. And I was like, okay, get in. It was a 5-speed. So I was like, driving through. So we were driving through, like, 60th and Pacific near Elmwood Park here in Omaha at, like, 80 miles an hour, whipping around corners and stuff. And
spicy.
Hard on the brakes. And I was like, what are we going to do when we catch him? And nobody really had an answer to that. And so eventually I just sort of stopped because I didn't want to get in trouble. But I did it for a little while. It was kind of fun. I just didn't want to get in a fight with anybody. I didn't know anybody.
Yeah. Trying to decide what I want to do with my 2-wheel for INS.
Oh, tell me.
I don't know. I was taking it all apart and going to change stuff, and I'm like, well, I don't know. I guess I've just been cleaning it.
Well, tonight I am going to put 1-rate lighter shocks in my car, and I weighed my batteries on... When did I stay late? Was it Friday?
I think so.
No. Saturday. It was after the crash-in. No, we didn't have the crash-in. That's this weekend. God, I'm all over the place. Saturday I stayed after the carpet racing for a little while, and I ran my two-wheel buggy again, and I tried it with a heavier battery, and it was terrible. And then I weighed it, and it was like 1580 something. And so then I put the battery I had back in, and I actually had a metal plate underneath the battery, like 13 grams. And I took that out, and so then my car weighed like 1320. And I went out and drove it, and it was amazing. It was awesome.
Yeah, I run this battery with no weight, 6100.
Yeah, see, I had a 6100 ProTech, and my car felt like a tank, and it was bad, like slow. Like I could feel the weight go around and everything. So
my car feels really like nimble. I think.
Yeah, mine definitely did not like the heavy battery. So ProTech makes a new 4800. They're part of the new 2022 lineup. And I think I'm going to get a couple of those so that I'm ready to have new batteries for the main events. So I don't not finish a main this year.
Yeah, you should probably at least like cycle each of them once.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Emerson blew up a charger, my 245 charger.
Yeah, how did he manage to do that?
Don't know. He won't tell me, and he swears that he didn't do anything. So, so I have a new Spectrum charger in my pit. It's a Spectrum 1200 or whatever. It's a 20 amp charger, 200 watts, single, unfortunately, because they're out of the duals. So I'm gonna try it. You know, I had a lipo fire Saturday.
Whose car?
It wasn't a car. It was,
oh, really?
So, so I made a bunch of leads for this charger because it comes with a an EC5 and an EC3 connector on the front instead of an XT60. You know, like the iChargers do. So I had to make some charge leads for it, which isn't why the fire started. I actually went up and I bought one of the leads to go to one of my little crawler batteries. And I was trying to save some crawler batteries because I hadn't plugged in for too long. And I must have not understood what I was doing with the new charger because I bypassed a warning that it gave me and I just sort of let it charge. And I think what it was doing was trying to charge one of they're 2-cell batteries, but I think it only had one cell that was good. And so it was basically charging it as a 2-cell. And so I overloaded it and it caught fire. But it was just a little poofy fire because the battery was this big.
Yeah.
So I'm talking to somebody and all of a sudden I hear Alex, oh, fire. And I'm like, I look over and I see a little ball of fire in my pit. And I'm
cool.
I'm like, oh crap. And so I walk over there. I didn't even run. I walked over there and I looked down at it and I'm just like, oh. And so I grabbed my TLR towel and I just put it over the top of it and kind of pressed down and put it out. And luckily my charger survived. It got a little bit of soot on my charger, but that was about it. So
interesting.
Yeah. I've now had 2 fires in my pit. One of them was Emerson's fault. One of them was my fault.
Neat. Yeah. I've yet to have a LiPo battery catch on fire.
Yeah. It doesn't happen often, but when it does, it's usually some stupid reason. And user error, by the way. User error. So. We just got a big super chat from Steve RC. That's Steve Eichler. Patreon member, by the way. So $20 says, thanks for help on both our cars, Alex and Will. And when is the next track build week? Long build.
Margie put me down for $10.
Yeah, actually, I got to check my bank account and see if we got paid from YouTube today because I need to PayPal you. Some money.
Well, how many monies am I supposed to get?
Well, between Patreon and this, I'm probably got $100.
Really?
I think for the last couple months since I paid that page off for the engine.
Yeah.
That was like what, December? October?
That would have been October.
Yeah. I don't know, we'll figure it out. Anyways, So the question was, when is the next track build week? Doing a long track build. And, oh, man, let's look at the schedule here before we start talking about stuff that people are going to really want us to talk about. I hope you guys want us to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
So the Techno Series Finals is March 12th. So I think I'm going to change the track the 7th and 8th. So it'll be March 7th and 8th. We'll have a little track build. And then the Pro Tech race is the 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 24th. And so the track will get a major teardown Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So 17th through the 20th. And we got a lot of stuff we need to do. It's I kind of use that as a spring cleaning as well. So the tractor corral wall over there is finally kind of coming down. So I'm going to tear that whole thing out and redo it. And when I redo it, I've been looking at it. I'm going to move it. So right now its angle kind of takes into the track a little bit more. So I'm going to re-angle it and move it up a little bit towards the back wall. So we're going to get probably a couple feet of actual usable racetrack back too.
Ooh.
So that'll be nice.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, the Protec build. And then we're going to paint the wall. When we fixed the bathrooms, I found all that paint that we have. We got a buttload of paint. So I think we're going to make the walls back there just primer gray again.
Yeah.
That always seemed to look the best.
I think so.
I think white everything kind of shows up worse.
Yeah, it gets dingy faster.
Yeah. And black wouldn't look good either. So I think we're just going to we got like 3 full 5-gallon buckets of primer gray.
Mm.
And then I want to take down that tin on the far west side that's all rusted. I just want to take that out because it looks like crap. It looks like crap. And then I want to take the tractor and I'm going to go in and scoop out an area for the bleachers to sit level.
Oh, that'll be nice.
Because right now they're kind of wonky, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And, yeah, that's about it. I think there's a couple things in the actual pit area that I want to fill in too. A couple, they're like cracked a little bit so people's feet can get in there and twist an ankle or two.
Yeah.
I want to change that too. So just a lot of spring cleaning stuff that we end up doing. Plus all the junk that accumulates out there over the wintertime. So.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of man cave-ish.
I know. It gets that way. At least the bathrooms are open and clean.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So our new owner's wife cleans our bathrooms.
Mm.
And she asked me if she's okay with being called the cleaning lady. And I'm like, well, okay, cool, whatever. So, obviously I'll try to keep the bathrooms clean too. And hopefully you guys out there can help with that. So please don't wipe any boogers or any poo on the walls or anything like that.
Yeah.
Gosh darn it. I was going to try to get through this whole show without making a poop reference. I was even talking about that with Richard before we started.
Too late.
I made it 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
What the heck? Anyways, Travis Clancy brought me another 3 bags worth of Kickstarts.
Oh, that's nice of him.
From I think they're right around Eagle, I think.
Oh.
So these are out here in Nebraska somewhere, and I found them at Walmart today in Carroll, Iowa. I was in Carroll, Iowa today. So I've got a whole bunch of these now. You should see my fridge at home. Gretchen's all mad at me because the whole top shelf is filled with Kickstarts. And then the downstairs refrigerator is also filled with Kickstarts. And then my refrigerator at work is also filled with Kickstarts.
That's funny.
It's wonderful. Because I'm a super butthole if I don't drink a couple of these a day.
Yeah.
Turn into Jekyll and Hyde. It's terrible. Anyways, hey, this is Alex Sturgeon with the Hobbytown Hobbyplex. And with me as always,
Will Brinton.
And this is the Hobbyplex show. We got kind of a late start. I was out doing stuff all day. And Will, he works for a living. And we're here.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it. Man, I wanted to bring up the sale. Did you see my sale?
Yeah, I did. I shared it.
Okay. So 2 weeks from now, March 5th and 6th, we're marking down a whole bunch of stuff at the Plex. Mostly car kits, cart ready to runs that we have. There's some airplanes, some telescopes, some slot car sets. I think that's the majority of what was on the list. And we still had a whole bunch after Christmas.
Yeah.
You know, last year we kind of bought the same amount and then sold it all. And this year we bought the same amount, but we sold a lot more of some other stuff and less of this stuff. So I can't say the prices because we'll break map agreement and actually get in trouble with our distributors. And for those of you guys that don't know how that works, map is minimum advertised pricing. And basically, if we advertise for cheaper ourselves, then we could actually lose the right to carry the stuff. So if you ever see a hobby store doing that, it's kind of one of those awkward deals because if somebody turns them in, they could get a phone call or a nasty email, you know?
Yep.
So we try not to do that. So I actually thought I was kind of walking a fine line because I was saying what was going to be on sale, but I wasn't saying the prices. So technically I wasn't breaking map agreement. And then I got an email today and I was like, oh no, here we go. But it wasn't about that. It was about something else. So.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I've done that, or I've turned people in for that before.
Really? Nice.
Yeah.
See, it's bull crap, but at the same time, like
when somebody's saying like, this is so much percentage under map, like almost my cost online. It's like, nah, you can't do that.
Yeah, you can't do that either.
And it's kind of my job, right? You know, to look out for stuff like that.
It doesn't break map to have somebody else say what the prices are, though.
Yeah.
So like if somebody calls, and I've taken a few texts and emails about how much stuff is, and haven't given the exact price yet. I've just been like, it's going to be a lot, but I'm not going to tell you. Not yet. Maybe next week I will. I don't know. But I mean, we got stuff like we have like 8 of the old Maxes in stock.
Right.
And they have a new Max, and it's only $20 more than the old Max was. So I mean, you know, those are going to be really cheap. So if you want a Max, March 5th and 6th.
Are those the 10 scale one or the smaller one?
Yeah, they're not they're not the X Max. They're a shrunken down version of an X Max.
Yeah, there's the Trax Max.
Yeah, Trax Max.
Oh man, I might come and get a Trax Max.
Yeah, they're
fun. I always
fun.
wanted one of those.
Dude, they're super fun.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know.
You could probably get a Max. This is going to be kind of breaking map, but you could probably get a Max and get a wide Max kit for cheaper than you can buy the new version of the Max for.
What's a wide Max?
A wide Max turns a Max into a wider truck.
Oh.
Because the original Max tends to roll over kind of easy. And so the wide Max kit makes it harder to do that. Makes it bigger, but you know.
Wide Max sounds like a fat Mad Max.
They make a wide Max kit for the X Max. I mean, the X Max is already big enough, and now there's a wide Max kit for it.
Do they make a Mad Max kit for the Max?
That'd be cool, but no.
Oh man, wouldn't that be sweet?
Kind of.
Like, here's our Mad Max kit with your wide Max kit that you can get for your Max.
I still think they need to come out with like a quarter scale version of a Haas and call it a big Haas. I still think it's lined up for them. It's perfect. It's right there. So,
what scale is the Haas?
The Haas is just a Stampede with a bigger motor on it.
Oh,
Stampede 4x4.
So they could make it 8 scale and still call it a big Haas.
Yeah, they could. They could make like a Creighton version.
And
call it a big Haas. That would be pretty rad.
Yeah.
I don't know. Traxxas is how do I put this politely? Traxxas doesn't really listen that well. So I guess they don't have to, I guess. I don't know.
Hey, it's working for him, right?
Maybe.
Kinda. I don't know. I haven't seen the books.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to see the books either. So anyways, big sale. I just saw somebody ask if there was any motors or anything. There's not. This is mostly pretty much big stuff. And it's mostly stuff that we've had from like a big giant Christmas buy. So,
The Heb?
Yeah. I mean, you should see our back room. We got a lot of stuff in our back room that needs emptied out.
Yeah.
So, here's a question I'll answer real quick, because since we're on the topic anyways. Are there rules on putting things on sale, like must have the product on the shelf for a certain period of time before marketing it on sale? There really isn't. It's kind of a feel thing for us. Like, I was going through the list last night, and like we haven't sold a T-Max since like June.
Whew.
So I mean, that definitely needs to go on sale.
3.3.
Yeah, both of them. Actually, both of them. The 2.5 or the 3.3.
Mm-hmm.
Like we have tons of those in stock right now because there was a big run on Nitro stuff during the COVID thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so we ended up with a whole bunch of them because they were selling, but then all of a sudden, just like a light switch, they just shut off. And so it's more of a feel thing, I can kind of tell, like the Drag Slash, for instance, that didn't sell very well. Part of it was the price. And so I think that's why you saw a lot of places putting Drag Slashes on sale a little earlier than they would probably normally do it, just because we all kind of could tell that they weren't going to be good sellers. So, another one, any boats? There actually are. There's, I know the Traxxas Blast will be lowered because we have a whole bunch of those. And there might be a couple Pro Boat things in there. I got to look at the list again. So, but anyways, that's enough on that. I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil it too much. The next group of stuff that's going to be on sale will be in a video next weekend. So I did like a preview video, right? And then I'm gonna do another preview video, and then we'll get there. So, right?
Right.
You want to talk about DNC?
Sure.
So DNC is this week. Who do you think's going to win?
Mayfield.
Yeah, I was going to say that. You stole my thunder.
Yeah.
I don't know. This year, though, there's a lot more international talent finally. The gang's all kind of back together. You're gonna have Rana Falcon and Garo and
Is it? Oh, and Garo's going to be there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I
don't know. Tessman.
I think it could be Mayfield or Ungaro. If I had to cheer for somebody, it'd probably be Mayfield.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is a big deal this year because we've got, not only is the DNC going on with a more international flair for the first time in a couple of years, but the Worlds. As of right now, they're taking place in September, so there's going to be this build up to those Worlds,
Mm-hmm.
So
I mean, both like Mayfield and Ungaro are just complete wheels. They can just drive the piss out of anything.
Yeah.
Like even like Ungaro at Neo Buggy when his wing came off, and he was still driving in one Neo Buggy without a wing.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I had a wing come off at the Plex one time, and it was like undrivable. I don't know how he did that.
Yeah. I always tell new people, I'm like, hey, man, if you think the wing doesn't matter, take it off and try to drive your car.
Yeah. It's a huge difference.
It's impossible.
I can't do that. I tried.
Yeah.
It was one of those rounds where it was like really cold of the Winter Series, and my wing broke.
In 8 scale?
Yeah, in 8 scale.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's gonna be a good one. I'm gonna watch it. Make a point of watching it.
So I think
live.
I want to do a watch party again. That was really fun.
What day is it? Sunday.
So the buggy main will be on Sunday.
Okay, this Sunday.
Yeah. Oh crap! Darn it! I probably won't be able to do a watch party. You know why?
Why?
We're having a dinner with the old owner Sunday night.
Oh.
Kind of an annual thing. And it's like one last hurrah.
Mm-hmm.
So, man, I wonder if I'm going to I wonder if we'll get out of there early enough. Because it'll be like 9 o'clock, so that still puts 7 o'clock there. The A mains won't be going by then.
9 o'clock? It's so late. I go to bed at like 9:30 now.
I know you do. So if the mains are still going on, I'm gonna go live and just have a watch party. I'm gonna have YouTube going and have the chat going at the same time. I did that. We did that last year. It was a lot of fun. Except that I put DNC instead of Dirt Nitro Challenge, and so I had a whole bunch of people in the chat that were like, "What the hell is this crap?" Because they were expecting Democratic National Convention or something like that.
That's really funny.
It is pretty funny. So. Okay. Hey, before we get too far, I forgot. Will, did you know that this show is sponsored by Pivot Lending Group?
Oh, it is? Really? Huh.
Yeah. And that if you contact Don Zoller or Aiden Olson's dad and tell him about our show and that you heard about them from us, you'll get a 0.125 interest rate reduction or $500 lender credit.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that's pretty awesome.
And, yeah, it's pretty cool.
I forgot to do that at the start.
That's okay.
Yeah.
We got it in.
It's one of those nights where my brain's kind of all over the place. So now that I'm like more of the man, a little bit, like I'm getting a lot more messages and emails and texts and calls and stuff from important people about the ongoings of the shop.
Who's important? Important people.
Yeah, important people.
Like who?
So, well,
anybody I know?
Tom Adamek from Horizon Hobby.
Oh,
the new owner. A couple distributors for Magic cards and Warhammer and stuff.
Yeah, I wouldn't know anything about that.
I'm in charge of, and so, yeah, we got glass cases coming for the new gaming section. It's gonna be really good. All right. Anyways, back to the Dirt Nitro Challenge. So I saw a post where they were starting to get like porta potties in, and they got the test track all done. So they got a test track again, and sounds like they got the track done. I think he ordered in like 12,000 feet of pipe. So to put that in perspective, the white pipe order that I have for the ProTech race, that's set in the back right now, is 600 feet. So half.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I don't know. I'm kind of waiting for the track reveal. That should start coming tomorrow, don't you think? People are going to get there on Tuesday?
One would think. I don't know.
Because practice starts right away on Wednesday, right?
Yeah. They'd have to have the track done on Tuesday.
Yeah.
So people are going to be getting there on Tuesday if they're not already there.
Yeah. I'm excited for this kind of.
Where is it this year?
Well, it's at their permanent location in Paris. It's
okay.
I can't remember. I think it's outside of. Did we talk about this before? Am I dumb? San Bernardino area?
No.
I think so.
I think we've talked about it.
Yeah.
I just thought I'd ask.
It's in California.
Yeah.
So
okay.
I don't want to sound like I don't know what I'm talking about, but I think that's
okay.
I think that's where it's at. Anyways, it's like a permanent dirt location now. They've been doing club racing there.
Oh yeah, that's cool. Okay. Yep.
So yeah. So that's nice. So anyways, so look for that. If I get out of my he said 12,000 feet of pipe. I think he did say 12,000 feet of pipe. I think that's why I had to double check. Like I had to reread it. I was like 12,000 feet because we have 600 feet of pipe.
600?
Yeah, but our track is only 150 by 75. Think about how big both of those tracks are going to be.
Oh yeah,
I could see that for sure. Especially because the way that they do pipe. I mean, they pipe the whole thing. There's no open areas,
right?
You know. So, anyways, so I guess my point was that I'm kind of looking forward to that again. Feel like it's back. It's finally back.
Yeah, we don't have to wear masks at work anymore.
Do you? Yeah,
today.
Didn't Lincoln lift theirs?
Yeah.
Yeah. Omaha lifted their mask mandate again too, which is nice because now I wasn't wearing mine anyways, but now when I go into places, I don't get those looks.
Yeah.
Didn't happen that often, but when it did, I was like, I was that guy. Sorry. Oh, well. Let's see. What else? Is there any new products that came out?
Nah, not that I know of.
There really isn't much, is there?
Nope. I got my truck should be here tomorrow or Wednesday.
Oh, man. I think I'm going to change speed controllers back to my hobby wing.
I probably would.
I might do that tonight, actually.
Does Orca still make speed controls?
I think so. But they're known to be more of an on-road brand.
Yeah.
But so Saturday, one of the things I wanted to test, I wanted to see if I could recreate how my car was cutting out.
Mm-hmm.
Remember what I was saying about that?
Yeah.
It did it twice.
Hmm.
But it did it when my wheel got up on one of the wetter spots and spun, and it like cut out for a second.
Oh.
So it was weird. So I thought, well, maybe it was just spinning on the water, but no, it definitely cut out because you could hear the fan. Because I was the only one out there, so I could hear my car.
Like it shut the speed control off?
Yeah. Yep. For
Oh.
a split second, and then it turned back on.
Yeah, I'd get rid of that.
So
it's probably a BEC issue.
So I think I'm gonna dump it. It sucks because I actually did kind of like the feel of it a lot.
I had an LRP speed control that would do that. The BEC would shut off.
Yeah.
And just dead stick.
Yep. And I know that my hobby wing works fine because I ran it in my Schumacher car. So I think I'm just gonna stick that back in there tonight and be ready for next Friday.
Mm-hmm. We're racing again on Friday?
Not this Friday, next Friday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Carpet
Is there
Crash.
Saturday?
Carpet Crash In is this Friday and Saturday.
When's the first Saturday club race?
March 5th.
March 5th.
Yep.
Okay.
So not only is it the big sale, but it's also our first Saturday back on the dirt.
Mm-hmm.
So good stuff.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. Totally.
Better get some tires ordered.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking that too. The
I don't know
Plex,
what
the Plex has 30-something pairs of gold ellipses still in stock and like 40 dirt web fronts. And I just tried to order more, so hopefully we'll stay ahead of it this year.
Yeah. I don't know what to do with my car. Like, I just don't know which direction I want to go with it, you know? Because we're going to race the ProTech race before we go to...
yeah, we're going to have a busy couple weeks there.
Yeah.
So we got the ProTech race the weekend before the last weekend of April, and then the following weekend, Tom Smith, Will, me, and Emerson are jumping in a car, and we're going to Virginia to race the spring INS race at Adrenaline RC in Virginia. It's near DC.
Westchester?
Is it Westchester?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna have a busy couple weeks, and that track uses either green compound ellipses or silvers.
Yeah, I don't know what I wanted to do. I thought about just building another car.
What about a
Like
instead of a stand-up? What about a layback?
I don't know. Because I've been able to make this thing just push like a dump truck with a laydown in it.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know. I don't know what to think. That's why I was thinking I might just build another car.
Yeah. Yeah, could do that.
You have to change it a lot.
I think I'm going to take your advice and build a whole separate thing of shocks too. So
That's the way to do it.
Yeah, we've got that shock kit at the Plex in stock right now. I'm going to get a hold of that and do it. It should be really good.
That's just so nice.
I think the Friday nights are good for us though, because it's not necessarily. There never is a bunch of traction on Friday night.
Yeah.
So it's a good way to get a feel for kind of a mid-level grip track.
Yeah, I mean, 2 weeks ago I thought the track was better than last Friday, or at least I think it was drier, but it was more consistent. Like it was the same like throughout.
Yeah.
But I thought it had more grip in the main after it dried out some.
Yeah. Well, I mean, last Friday, Emerson and I actually worked on the track, filled in some more holes, and we finally fixed that giant hole in the tabletop that was kicking cars all funny, because that really sucked for the stock guys. And then I put a bunch of dry dirt over all the wet spots and went over it with the tamper and kind of called it good. when I went out there after work, because I got to close on Fridays. When I went out there, I was expecting it to be the same kind of look that it was last week, and it wasn't. You could definitely tell that we had watered that day. So, yeah, I don't know. It was interesting. My car was really good. I mean, I hot lapped you guys in the main, and I never do that anymore.
Yeah.
So I felt pretty comfortable with my car. I was pretty happy. Other than the fact that I was getting weird crashes.
Yeah, I was too. But I think that was just the track.
Yeah, we'll talk about that here in a minute. All right, let's get into our racing. So we had a huge weekend, dude. Like we had a good Tiny Tuesday with a whole bunch of rock crawlers, which was amazing, and then we had actually a pretty decent Wednesday. And then Friday we had 77 entries on Friday, and 45 Plex speckers. So I had to buy cupcakes for everybody, and Walmart was out of cupcakes. So what the heck? So we got muffins instead, which were actually pretty good. So whatever. But I don't know. I told everybody if we got 40 or more Plex spec entries the week before that I'd buy cupcakes. And they ended up with 45. So that's a lot.
That's good.
That's a lot.
It's a lot of cupcakes.
Yeah. And then I had somebody ask me if we could start Fridays earlier. And, we could. But I think the whole thing will work itself out. Because what happens is when we start racing on Saturdays, many of the guys that are coming on Fridays just to race on dirt won't come on Fridays. They'll come on Saturdays.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah. So I think it'll eventually just kind of work itself out. I'm not really that worried about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, boy, there's a lot. And it actually says the crappy thing is Family Friday Off-Road says that we had 60 entries, but that's because we pulled all the ones that
left
early. So it's kind of not accurate, I guess. I just want to go over the results real fast for Friday night. So Plex Becky had Connor Hausch taking the win. Diego Quintana was second. Dalton Conrad was third. Ariana was fourth. Carson Floor was fifth. Mike Floor was sixth, and Doug Blaney was seventh. And I think we need to have a talk with Connor, Diego, and Dalton about running Plex Spec.
Yeah.
I let Emerson run Plex Spec with our crappy Slash because it's like having a hand tied behind your back, basically.
Right.
He's running a 12-turn motor with really bad tires, and he's chopped that thing up so it handles like a I don't know. It's so cliche, but it's just bad. So he just sometimes he doesn't even make the A. So I'm not really worried about it. But these three, I don't know. We got to have a talk about that. We might have to boot them from Plex on Fridays. Yeah. But like I said, it might work out where they end up racing on Saturdays anyways. Right. We had a 4-wheel drive class. We had a whole bunch of 4-wheel drives again. Tom Smith was there running mod, and I think he was the only one. So congratulations, Tommy. You got a TQ and a win. John Haas looks like he got the win in 13.5 with Dylan Hartshorn behind him. Oh, Dylan was also running mod too. I forgot about that. So second for him in mod. And then Connor Hausch looks like he got a second in 13.5. And I think Jake Conrad ended up third in 13.5 because I think Chad was also running mod. So, and then you had Diego, Dylan, Mike Bannister, and Dalton Conrad. Yeah. All right, here we go. Mod buggy. So, I wasn't even going to race, but I got the track done. And so then I'm like, hey, I can race now. And so we put my car down there for the second qualifier, and my car felt pretty good. I just had a few crashes, so I still only qualified fourth. But I was like, if I run a clean race here, I could have a chance at you guys. And for a minute, that's the way it was going to be. And I got around you on like this. Was it the second lap or third lap?
I don't know. I'd have to look.
Well, so I got around you, and then the next corner is that uphill step up thing, and I got into a wet spot, and my car went to the right, and I didn't crash, but I was on the wrong side of the pipe, and there was no marshals, so I drove back around to the whoops, and I waited, and I let Jackson and Tommy both go back in front of me, and then I got my lap, and then I got around Tommy, and then I was making up a little bit of time on you and Jackson, and then I would crashed again, and then I was like, well, that's it, because there was like a minute and a half left in the race. Mm-hmm. And I was like, well, that's that. So I'm just going to try to see how fast I can go, fast lap wise. And the next thing I know, I'm in the lead on the second to last lap.
Yeah. I crashed on the triple, and then the marshal that was standing there it wasn't his fault, but we couldn't see our cars. And so we're both like there, like waiting, like we can't see. And I made like 2 loops around, and then like you went by, but like then you got past us, and you and I both made the lap, the line. And so like I ran into you like twice, like trying to move you out of the way.
Yeah.
And I don't know, what'd you get me by, like 2/10 or something? Okay, I got you by like 13
I made sure
last week.
I made sure that I didn't mess up in the same spot where I gave it back to you earlier in the race.
Yeah.
And so I made sure my car was squared up, and I jumped that a little long, had to check up for a second, and I saw you gunning it, and I'm like, all right, I got to gun it. And so then I gunned it to the line, and I just crossed right there. But, dude, I had one crash where I got stuck on the pipe behind a marshal, and the marshal didn't see me. But luckily it was on an angle, so my car eventually sort of wandered back on its own. Mm-hmm. And then the other crash was just bad. It was just a straight, almost like I just caught a weird rut in one of those really soft sections, and it kind of threw my car over. But whatever, it's Friday night. Who cares? I will say though, I did get hot lap, which, like I said earlier, that never happens. So
But what lap did you get it on?
Let me see.
Because I was like playing blocker like the whole time with Jackson.
So I got it. I got it on lap number 6.
Okay.
So the second lap and the third lap, I had 28-second laps. So that was when I crashed. That was when I had to wait, and I gave all that time back to you guys. And then the next lap was that weird crash in that same spot. Not the same spot, the weird rut crash. And then I was really charging hard. So I had a 24.6. And then the lap immediately after that, I do remember that. I had that 29.6. And that was the crash. That was the crash in that the rise coming up before the drop off. And I sat there and I was just like, oh, well, that's it. That's that. And then I just ran the rest of the race.
Yeah.
So
I'm trying to think. I traction rolled at the end of the straightaway twice. And then that one.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I just felt really good. I actually felt pretty good about Friday.
Yeah.
Just got to stop those crashes again. Got to get it more consistent again.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at my car.
Two-wheel drive buggy A-main. You had Connor Hausch taking the win. Jake Conrad was second. Dylan Haas was third. Kevin Blowers was fourth. Diego Quintana was fifth. And Alex Eichler looks like he didn't start. I think he broke his car. And then Mini Truggy had the Haas's, Dylan versus John. And they ended up 0.2 of a second apart at the end. And looking at the graph, it's very, look at that. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's very back, very back. It's all over the place. Yeah, that's crazy. And then e-buggy, I didn't race my e-buggy. Emerson forgot his controller, and so I let him race my e-buggy. And he said my car pushed really bad, and he didn't like it. So Dustin Hosek got a TQ and win. John Haas was second. Emerson was third. And Michael Cisneros was fourth.
Nice.
And Michael was there from out of town, I believe. I
can't remember where he came from. I want to say it was Texas.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yep. Did you check in on any of the Motorama stuff?
No.
So neither did I, but I sort of did again. I was more interested in the rock crawling stuff. Honestly, it's not that I don't care, but I wasn't really that concerned with the racing part of it.
I didn't even know what was going on, honestly.
Yeah, Scotty Ernst went out there, and after, I think it's been a 2-year break. I don't think they've had Motorama in 2 years.
Huh.
And so they were able to do it again this year. They made this really cool big off-road track. But Horizon Hobby was there also doing a lot of demonstrations. So I know that they had the big 5T trucks out on the arena cross track, which is good for the hobby. And then the crawling stuff is crazy. Like, I would go there just to do the crawling stuff. I wouldn't even want to race. Yeah. Because they build this massive crawling layout with like all sorts of obstacles, but like mud and stuff like that too. Like, I would want to go there just for that.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
And then there was actually two crawling events. There was something in Florida, I think. The U.S. Jay Concepts was there.
Yeah, I saw that one.
U.S. Truck something. Expo? Some truck expo.
Yeah, it's cool.
But it was the same weekend. But anyways, so yeah, the Motorama thing, I actually intended on working on my car tonight, and I was going to get on YouTube and see if I could find some videos of the Motorama crawling stuff. Because that was cool. That was super cool. That's one thing about this track in Winchester that we're going to. They have an outdoor crawling course.
Oh, really?
I'm bringing both my crawlers.
Nice.
In fact, I might have like 3 or 4 crawlers by then. So, plus my mini crawlers.
Yeah.
Like I might have like 10 RC cars with me when we go.
Right.
I don't know how I'm going to keep track of them all. Anyways, okay. So then we had our last triple scoop race. This was a lot of fun. And I think it was the best turnout of the 3 weeks that we've been doing it. So we had 63 entries. And let's see. I know we ran Stadium Truck first. We had a C-Main and Expert Stock.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was really good. TJ Williams, TQ and Win in truck. Andrew Thomas, second. Easton Mosier, third. Easton's truck was weird all day, so he didn't run the main. Plex Spec Beginner had Mitch Savine taking the win. Ryan Nemec second. Isabella McMullen got third, and Camden Mosier was fourth, although Camden Mosier probably would have won that if his car wouldn't have busted, because he was going really, really fast. Expert Stock had David Peevler putting the smackdown. He lapped the field almost to the time. And then you had Jacob Schweisberger coming down from up north, finishing second. Daniel Bender was third. Matt Mosier was fourth. John Berding was fifth. Jake Poteet was sixth. Trevor Moss was seventh. And TJ Williams was eighth. Here's the deal. The start of this, if you watch it on the video, was really crazy.
Yeah.
And Daniel kind of ended up on the other side of the pipe because I put doubles on the straightaway and back.
Yeah.
And
the layout looked cool.
It was kind of.
It looked tough.
It wasn't my favorite, but it was hard for some reason. Like, I made it. I'm like, I put the layout in because they were running on road the following day. I was like, all right, we're just gonna do something really simple this week. And I want to have a double section. We haven't had it in a while, so I put it on the back straightaway. Then I remembered why I don't like doing that. It's because everybody jumps into people's laps and my TV. So that won't be there on the crash in. But anyways, Bender ended up kind of hopping. He didn't do it on purpose, but he ended up after this big crash on the lane next to the doubles, and then he just sort of got back in line in second, where he qualified at. And to be honest with you, there was so much going on at the start with cars going every which way that I didn't even notice. So it was brought to my attention afterwards. Now, let me tell you, this is the right way to do this. Bring it to my attention immediately afterwards so I can do something about it. Okay? So I looked at the video, and I went, oh, crap. And so then I went over and I talked to Bender, and I said, hey, buddy. I said, dude, I can't let you have second that way. I'm like, you drove a great race, but I gotta give you, you gotta take a penalty. If and I've explained this at the driver's meeting on the carpet days, that if you cut the track, obviously nobody's doing it on purpose, but if you end up getting marshaled or something like that on the wrong side of the you got to give me some sort of penalty. You got to give me a spot, at least.
Yeah.
You know? And so that's what I did. I just dropped him to third. I put Jacob ahead of him, and that was that. Bender knew. He was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
He was super cool about it. He's like, oh, okay, I understand.
Yeah.
So
it's almost like what was it? Did you say it was like the last lap, or when did that happen?
First
Beginning
lap.
of the race?
First lap.
You know, at that point, like you'd almost have, I don't know, not to be that guy, but it's almost like you'd have to give him his, like, the number of seconds penalty or something.
Well, that's what I did. I did a 10-second penalty.
10?
Yeah.
What was his advantage?
His advantage?
Yeah, like what kind of advantage did he gain from that?
Half the track?
Oh, half the track?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. There's your answer.
Yeah.
We're not talking a second.
No.
2 seconds.
Like half the track.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
So, yeah.
Well,
so
that makes sense.
Fine. I mean, he drove awesome. He was super fast. He probably should have gotten second. But, you know, you got to give me a penalty. You can't just drop back in line where you started. If that's going to happen, you got to at least give a spot up, you know?
Yeah. Did he wait? Or he just went?
Well, I mean, he waited. He basically waited to get back in line in second.
Oh.
He qualified second. He actually initiated the whole thing by crashing.
Mm-hmm.
Ended up on the other side of the pipe after he got his lap, and then took off again in second. So it's not really. I told him, I said, dude, you can't really do that.
Mm-hmm.
You got to give me a spot. So that's what we did. Didn't even affect the points at all, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So. But anyways, so it wasn't controversial or anything. I just wanted to bring it up that, you know, I fixed it.
Right.
And
Mm-hmm.
Daniel knew.
Right.
So, you know, whatever.
That's how it's done. Right after it happens, say something.
Right. Mini T mod. This sucked. So, I TQ'd Mini T mod because my Mini B is my Mini B is super fast, and I really enjoy driving it. It's actually really fun. So I can't wait. I actually can't wait for tomorrow night.
Yeah.
I have terrible starts in Mini. Terrible. Inevitably, somehow I crash, like on the first lap somehow in Mini. Trevor Moss is really fast in Mini. So basically, when Emerson's not there, I think Trevor's probably the greatest competitor in Mini, right? Emerson couldn't qualify because he was working all day. He's off at 4, so he finally got to come down and run the main. He started last. My goal in life right now is to always finish ahead of Emerson in Mini. Because if I don't, Emerson will talk major shit the rest of the week. And it's super annoying. Mm-hmm. So I made the inevitable early lap crash. Trevor and I were going back and forth. It was actually really fun. And then I just missed this turn, and I went headlong into this barrier, and my motor moved. And my race came to a stop on lap number 4.
That's the worst.
So
it's such a helpless feeling.
It is such a helpless feeling. And then guess who went on to win the race?
Is it somebody that's not Emerson?
No, it's Emerson. Emerson ended up winning the race. So all I had to do was listen to him just, me, I'm the best, blah, 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 I'm the best, blah, 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 the whole weekend. So anyways, so Trevor Moss got second, Wyatt Leonard's got third, Andrew Thomas is fast with.
Yeah.
The first Tuesday that he raced with Mini, he just straight up passed me on the track. I was like, I wasn't even expecting it. A few more cars in this one though, and then Connor Hausch was 5th. I got 6th, so whatever, it's fine. Mod 2-wheel drive A main. Ethan Delaire just smashed everybody as usual. His car looks so good on carpet. Mm-hmm. It's crazy how fast he is. Mm-hmm. Caden Berding with a strong second. David Peeler finished third. Mitchell Pavel had some speed. He just crashes a lot. Like he was there. He had like half the race. He was right behind Caden for second.
Yeah.
You know. But it still ended up on the same lap as those guys. And then Cody Lenners was fifth, and Jacob, he broke his car kind of early. He broke a shock tower. That's like the fourth shock tower I've seen broken in the last week. Front shock tower.
Yeah.
Independent buggy had Bender just smashing everybody. He's driving like a super stud now. His cars work really good, so we'll see what happens when we go back on dirt. I think these three kids especially, and you could even now you can kind of start to see Dalton Conrad getting in the mix there. You know, he's getting motivated.
Yeah.
So Daniel Bender took the win. Andrew Thomas qualified third, finished second. Jake Poteet was third. TJ Williams was fourth. Now, these three drivers, Andrew, Jake, and TJ, were going at it pretty much the whole time. And it wasn't until the very, very end of the race where they kind of got separated a little bit. But it was only by, 1 second between Andrew and Jake, and then 2 seconds between Jake and TJ. So that was really close. Rod Case had to bump in and ended up finishing fifth. So, I think that's a really good recovery. I think he did awesome.
Yeah.
Phil Palmer was sixth. Josh McMullen was seventh. Connor Housh broke out. Connor was also pretty fast today, or Saturday.
Yeah. He doesn't race Plex back on carpet?
No, he can't anymore. I don't allow him.
Huh. There's your answer for dirt.
Yeah, he won the syndicate, so I'm like, no more. Sorry.
Yep.
And Dalton won Plex spec at the Summer Series, so technically he shouldn't be allowed to race Plex spec either. That's been our rule forever. I got to talk to Logan about that. Like, dude, you can't run Plex spec.
Yeah.
They could probably run Plex spec if we made sure that the car they were driving was complete nonsense.
Dude, if you're asking about setups and stuff like that for your car to run Plex spec,
yeah,
should be in Plex
right.
spec.
It should be like,
well, you know what I mean. Like we're like, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like not basic, make it circulate the track type stuff, but like you're looking at trying to go a little faster.
Yeah.
Probably shouldn't be around Plex.
Yeah. No, I know. No doubt.
Yeah.
Okay, 13.5 four-wheel drive was the last one. Then I want to talk about on-road too, and then we'll get to the chat.
Okay.
We had a good day in on-road. Might as well give him some props. So 13.5 four-wheel drive had Jacob Schweisberger taking the win. You could kind of see Jacob sort of get into it. Like, he hasn't been down to the Plex very often. He was in the computer, but I don't think he's come down very often. And you could kind of see him get better and better and better throughout the day. And it really showed here in 13.5. I mean, he was clearly the fastest car. John Berdine was second. David Peeler was third. Wyatt Lenners was fourth. Matt Mosier was fifth. Ronnie Went was sixth. Andrew Thomas was seventh. And Janet Peeler bumped in there and finished eighth. I want to talk about the syndicate really quick here. Well, I got my phone. It's at 6%, so we're going to see if we can get this in. Ooh. So I just want to talk about the points real fast. It's kind of fun. Points are fun.
Yeah.
So, I didn't post them. I could have swore I posted them. Did I not post them? Oh, there they are. Okay, here we go. All right. Boy.
Okay.
I was freaking out there for a second. I'm like, I know I posted him. All right, 13.5 buggy had David Peevler taking the win in points. Dayton Mosier wasn't there Saturday, but his first two got him a second, and then John Berdine got third. So David got $10 in Zestos gift card. Dayton Mosier got $7, and John Berdine got $5. In truck, it was TJ Williams getting the $10 gift card. Andrew got second, and Tyler Fleming, who wasn't there. We're going to give him the $5 one, even though he didn't make all but one of the races. But since truck was so unpopulated, we're just going to do that. Then in expert stock, it was flipped. So you had Dayton Mosier, his first two rounds, give him the $10, and then David Peevler got second, so he got $7, and then Daniel Bender had the better throwout over Matt Mosier to get third. So Dayton Mosier finished third in each race.
That's pretty cool.
Yep, all 3 weeks he finished third, and whatever. But so there you go. And in independent buggy, Daniel Bender got the win. He finished first all 3 weeks. Andrew Thomas and TJ actually tied, but TJ had the lower throw-out score, and that's how we do it. So Andrew got second, TJ got third. Rod Case finished a strong fourth. He was only 1 point back from those two. You know. Let's see. I know Rod was like bumming out. He was like bummed out that he didn't do good on Saturday. I'm like, dude, you had a bad qualifying day and you bumped up to get fifth or fourth or whatever in the A main behind these three fast kids that are all of a sudden gotten pretty fast.
Yeah,
that's the way it happens.
Mm-hmm.
In 2016, halfway through the season, I had the points lead, and it's like all of a sudden a light switch turned on, and Alex and Tom and Mason were winning every single weekend.
Yeah.
And I barely won the championship that year. And then the following year, not a chance. It wasn't even close, you know?
Yeah.
It's just weird how that happens. So, Mod 2-Wheel, Dayton Mosier. Again, he wasn't there Saturday, but his first two rounds got him a first. David Peeler second. Caden Berding got the $5 in third. Plexbeck, he had Mitch with the win. Camden Mosier with second. And Ryan Nemec got some ice cream. And I think that was it. So just 6 classes, really easy. Just a fun little point series to do, you know?
Yeah.
And you weren't there for any of it.
No, I didn't make any of them. Maybe next year I'll race some carpet.
Yeah. Next year I'm just going to get an associated car and call it good. I'm not screwing around. I'll just get a carpet car from Associated and be like, all right, that's it. No more.
Yep.
No more. I'm not gonna do the X-ray thing or what other cars are out there. I had a Yokomo, but same thing.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna get the carpet car and call it good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Onward Series. Onward Series had 56 entries, and which is a pretty good turnout for that. It's a little down from last year, but still, not too bad. TCS Spec, that's our TTO2 class. Mark Borgatti with the TQ in the win. Bob Foster got second. Shane Menenti got third. Barry Eveland was fourth. Tom Quinn-Ensley was fifth. Mark Ebner was sixth. USGT. Let's see if Mike Clement. Oh, yep, there it is. So Mike Clement taking the win. Vishal Singh up to second. Qualified third, finished second. They were a lap behind Mike. And
wow.
Ken McKinney finished third. Mm-hmm. Kenny actually hot lapped him by a 10th.
Nice.
Yeah. Dennis Reardon was fourth. Eddie Vasquez was fifth. Jeff Brock was sixth. Mike Soltow and Shane Menenti. And then in Trans Am, see if Tony. Maybe Dennis Reardon with the win. Oh, wow. Tony Cook was second by 1/100th of a second. No, that's a 10th of a second. So 0.152. So that was super close at the end. Nate Anderson was third. Jay Hines was fourth. Olin Hines was fifth. Mark Ebner, Tom Quinn-Ensley, Eddie Vasquez rounds out the rest of it. GT1. So it looks like they're running. Or no, this is that GT12. Do you know what this is?
No. Wait. No.
12 scale with rubber tires on sedan bodies.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Kobe Krell with the win. Mike Clement was second. Jason Schald third. Ken McKinney fourth. Chris Tyler fifth. Tony Cook was sixth. Nate Anderson was seventh. And Eddie Vasquez was eighth. In GTE, you know what this one is? Those cool four-wheel drive inboard suspension Formula E looking cars from Tamiya.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I can't remember the exact chassis name now, but Tim Ski lapped everybody.
Oh, wow.
And hot lapped everybody. Wow. Oh, wait a minute. No, Dennis Reardon hot lapped him, but he must have broke.
Oh.
Bob Foster was second. Nate Anderson third. Mark Ebner fourth. Barry Eveland was fifth. Tom Quinn-Ensley was sixth. Dennis Reardon was seventh. In Formula One, how about Olin Hines? From fourth to first. Vishal Singh from third to second. Ben Seidlich from fifth to third. Looks like both Kenny and Tony broke out. Wow. Huh. So good job, Olin. He's been running that for a while. That's awesome. And then 12 scale, 17.5, you had Mike Clement lap in the field. Chris Tyler was second. Kobe Krell was third. Ryan Wheeler was fourth. And Jason Schald was fifth. So that is on road. And that is a weekend. All in all, we had, let's add it up, 77 and 63 is 140. 196 entries for the weekend between the 3 days. That's crazy.
Yeah, it is pretty sweet, though.
Yeah. And then this weekend we have the Carpet Crash-In. Starts Friday at 10 a.m., which means I got to get the track done by Thursday. And then Racing Friday, and then Dirt Oval on Sunday. So tomorrow I got to work on the oval track a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. You want to take a pivot break, and then we'll get to the comments. So basically, in the comments section, how we do it here is if you want an instant answer, you give us a super chat. Otherwise, you got to wait till the end. That's what we're going to do now.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
All right.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
This is a Pivot Lending Update with David Olson and Don Zoller. Get some.
Hi, this is David Olson with Pivot Lending Group, and today we want to talk about the Lock and Shop program that we brought back to you guys in May. And it's important today because interest rates are on the rise. The Fed is determined that they are going to potentially raise interest rates at least 2 to 3 times this coming year. And within the dynamics of our industry, we have some quantitative easing that's going to be pulled back. So currently, the Treasury has conservatorship over Fannie Mae, and they are purchasing in the mortgage world, mortgage-backed securities at a certain rate, a pretty fast rate. And that purchase program has really helped to create a market for mortgage-backed securities over the last probably decade, and has been one of the big catalysts for driving interest rates down. And it's been announced that not only are they looking to raise interest rates, they're looking to pull back on the purchasing of mortgages, which means that it will be more driven, rates will be driven by the private sector. And inevitably, that means the rate of return that a private investor is going to want over the government right now is going to be substantially higher. In addition to the quantitative easing being restricted or being pulled back, we also have inflation. And so inflation now, decade over decade, we're seeing inflation move out of that transitory conversation and actually hit the kitchen table economics as far as gas, bread, butter. And with inflation comes higher interest rates, higher returns on everything across the financial industry. So between the inflationary environment, the quantitative easing environment, and then the rates in conjunction with the inflation, we're going to be in a different world altogether as far as rates this time next year. So why am I talking about the Shop and Lock program? It allows you to lock in as we see rates moving up dramatically month over month this coming year and even into 2023. You're going to have the ability for $500 to come into our office, complete an application, get pre-approved, and then lock your interest rate, even without finding a home yet. And you'll have 60 days, so 2 months to find a home. Once you find a home, you have 30 days to close on that home. So for $500, we're going to basically give you 90 days to secure that interest rate. We guarantee that we'll close it within 30 days if you can guarantee you can find the home within 60 days. Once we close, or during that closing process, we will give you a lender credit for the $500. We'll take that $500 off of your closing costs so that it doesn't cost you anything out of pocket to lock that interest rate, use that program. If you do not find anything outside of that period, then there's the $500 charge. Now, that being said, some people are going to say, well, in this market, you can't find a house in 60 days. You'll be surprised how many houses, what the inventory starts to look like here over the next 12 months. With the rates going up, the purchasing power is going to go down, and you're going to see people that are sliding outside of those debt ratio parameters or just not qualifying within a higher rate environment. And so there are going to be fewer buyers, and that's going to allow you more time to look at the inventory that's out there. So the positive of the higher rate environment and all the things we're talking about, as well as the shop and lock program, does benefit the folks out there that have been out of the market and unable to find anything or put cash down, be that cash buyer. So we're excited to see the opportunities will be growing for that sector of the consumer market here in 2022. So shop and lock program is fantastic for you guys. Let me know if I can help. Give me a call, 402-881-5951. Shoot me a text. Just make sure that you put your name on there and the best way to reach you, whether it's via text or email. And we'll talk to you guys soon.
David Olson, NMLS 16099. Don Zoller, NMLS 277589. Pivot Lending, NMLS 109995.
We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
And we're back. All right.
Neat.
Let's get through the comments.
Okay. I think I know what I'm going to do with my car.
Okay. Hit me.
I'm not telling you.
Oh.
I'm kidding. I'm gonna. I don't know. I'm gonna try 75 millimeter arms on the back of it.
Oh. What are we normally running? 73?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Then you got to change the drive shaft length, right, too?
Nope. Not the way I'm doing it.
Oh, okay.
I just want to, my car's kind of, too comfortable. And, I just want to, loosen it up.
Oh, okay.
And give it more forward drive. So it pivots more and goes straighter, harder.
Harder. Let's see. Let's go through the comments. Joe Sayer says, Will, keep a tally of all the Simpsons reference that Alex misses tonight.
Okay.
He says that his new Nissan Frontier rules, by the way. It looks big, but it isn't.
Ooh, story of my life.
Somebody up the street's got a new Nissan Frontier, and it does look a little bit bigger. It's shaped more like a Toyota Tacoma, but it's smaller than I thought it was going to be when I first saw it.
Yeah.
Peter Renault says, "Is tonight a drinking show?"
Every show's a drinking show
we
if you
should
want
have
it to
a
be.
drinking show, exactly.
No, we should not. Drunk Will is get us kicked off YouTube. Will, because I don't know when to stop. That's my problem.
Right, there's no filter with Drunk Will. Well,
There isn't really
there's
much
no
of a
filter.
filter.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's no filter either way, but
Unless we're on this show, that's about the only time I have a filter.
Nick Nuthouse says my high school car, 1989 Chevy Cavalier with 145,000 miles on it. Peter says he drove his mom's Cutlass. Michael Root says he drove a 1986 Cutlass Supreme. My first car was a 1988 Chevy S10 pickup 5-speed. No heat, no radio, just bare bones.
Yeah, my first car was a 1980 Oldsmobile station wagon that my dad, I was forced into putting a transmission in it.
Yeah.
He was like, "We know what we got with this."
Yeah.
I'm like, all right. So we put a transmission in it. Then the thing smoked like Uncle Buck's car.
Yeah.
It was right when in 2008 or 2007 when gas is a $4.25 a gallon. I was driving that thing and it got 7 miles to the gallon, maybe 8 on a good day. And then you'd check the gas and fill the oil. I was putting used oil out of anything in it just because it would just burn it.
I bought my S10 for $1,000.
Wait, hold on. I actually got a letter from the city.
Oh, really?
That my car was in violation of the city's Clean Air Act.
Yeah.
Somebody turned me in.
God.
It's I can't afford.
That sounds.
And then my car didn't qualify for cash for clunkers or whatever.
Oh.
It was too old. They wouldn't take it.
That's lame.
It's it was the guy that actually needs a deal on a car.
That does sound like the city of Lincoln, though. There are some major fart sniffers in the city of Lincoln.
Oh yeah.
There they go.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Anyways, no, I bought my truck for $1,000, and then I had to put a transmission into it, a transmission and a clutch into it. And my buddy Chris, Catlett, his dad at the time owned Auto Services of Omaha, and we got the transmission cheap, and he forced me to put it in myself. And I didn't know anything about cars. I still don't. Basically, Chris just pointed at the screws and the bolts I needed to take out, and then I did all the work, and then he just pointed, and when we put it back in, and told me to tighten them, and that was that.
Interesting.
Ran for 3 years before the clutch went out again on the interstate while going to Lincoln on a Tuesday night race.
How did a clutch only last 3 years?
The way I drive, probably.
You're probably like, "Ah," like every time you let the clutch out.
Well, and what sucked was I had to build up momentum, right? So I would I'd be on the gas, just hammering it full to the floor,
Full noodle
in fifth gear, going down a hill. The drive to Lincoln on the interstate, trying to make sure I don't get run over by anybody. This was back when it was 2-lane, by the way. And then I had to basically hope that I made it to the top of the next hill. And then I went down the next one. And I did that all the way to Lincoln on a Tuesday night.
Neat.
Yeah. Yeah, it was terrible. Nick Nuthouse agrees. Peter, every night can be a drinking night, of course.
Peter.
Lance Murray asked if any mod motors were on sale. I think we already answered it. No.
No modus.
Omaha Air Drone Service says snitch for turning in the map violators. It's fun to do that every once in a while, though.
Depends on who it is. And you know where I'm going with this. So.
Woo, man. We're cranking it up tonight in the subtlety. Any early access to the sale for Patreon folks?
Ooh.
That's a good idea. If you're a Patreon member and you're interested in our big sale and what's going on, hit me with a text and we'll talk about it. So maybe that's a perk. That needs to be a perk.
It could be. That'd be cool.
I'll let you know what's going on. How much difference do different wing styles matter? That's a good question.
I think they do.
I think they matter a lot.
Yeah. I run the J-Concept 7-inch Aero carpet wing pretty much on everything.
I think the Aero carpet wings definitely become kind of a standard.
Yeah. That's my favorite wing. I've tried them all, and the other ones seem to push too much, and some of the other ones don't seem to do enough, and that one just seems to be just right.
I think 8-scale wings matter too, though.
Oh yeah.
If you look on the 8-scale side, take a look at a Kyosho wing versus a TLR wing, for instance.
Yeah.
There's a pretty big surface area difference.
Mm-hmm. That and wing height makes a huge difference.
Yeah, those techno guys really like that high wing mount.
Mm-hmm. I like it too. I run it on my e-buggy.
Steve says, is there something like a screw kit for the B6D that includes all the replacement screws you would need? I see there's one called a tie look screw kit. Is that reliable quality?
That's probably a stainless steel one again.
Yeah, it's 175 RC's tie look stuff.
Oh,
I think that stuff's pretty good. That's okay. It's just stainless. I think it's just stainless stuff.
It's good. The stainless screws, I don't know a ton about them, but they're prone to gulling and aluminum, or if you screw them into aluminum or something. Stainless is a really soft but tough material. So when you tighten something down with it into aluminum, it'll probably disform some, and that'll cause it to kind of gouge the threads when you go to back it out. And you would want to put anti-seize or lubricate it somehow to keep it from gulling up in aluminum parts. And really, you'd probably if you lubricate the threads, it'd probably hold it tighter or just as tight as thread lock because it's lubricated, so it'll tighten a little more.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I kind of stay away from the stainless steel screws.
We have the RC4, not RC4 wheel drive. Gosh darn it. We have a B60 screw kit at the store that is stainless, and then we've got the Tony's screws that isn't.
Yeah, I was trying to find a titanium screw kit for my stadium truck today, and I couldn't find one on A Main.
Yeah.
I like stainless or titanium screws.
Yeah.
Like if you get a good one, they're good, and if you have good wrenches, they're even better. But if you get like the titanium enriched aluminum ones that are lighter, they're just not as durable as like the other companies that make them, and they're kind of like, I don't know, hard to work with. I say that, but I have a titanium enriched aluminum kit on my B6 right now, and I've had it on this car for like 2 years.
Yeah.
So I've never had
bad
any
luck
issues.
with titanium screws.
Yeah, but you don't have any finesse. I'm kidding, kind of.
Kinda.
Hmm.
Okay, we're just gonna move on.
I'm sorry.
Blake Haas has
I
a
use
good.
titanium ball studs too.
Yeah, I don't see titanium ball studs break off for me.
They do?
Yeah, right at the head. That's why I never
I've yet
use them.
I've yet to break one. They fit the ball caps a little tighter.
Yeah, I had them for a little while in my old Losi stuff, and no, not for me.
What brand were they?
They were. I had some Lunsford ones, and then I had some TLR ones.
Huh? That's
I've
weird.
never had good luck with titanium, just about anything.
Huh?
So, except for turnbuckles, I guess.
Yeah, I have titanium turnbuckles on this one.
Yeah. Blake Haas wants to know, okay, so bought a big rock in December and the power button on the controller fell in. How do you fix, or do you have to get a new SLT3? Yeah, so that one I would say would be have us call Horizon Hobby and see if they'll replace it. So that's not really that hard to do. So most likely we could probably replace it if it was in December. It's February, so it should still be within that window. So I'd say just have us call Horizon for you, and if they say no, then they say no, and then yeah, you got to buy an SLT3. But they probably won't say no. Well, I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't speak for them. But anyways, Cody Mosier chimes in on the screw thing. He says the Trinity screw kits are pretty reliable. Remember when Trinity used to make a screw kit, and then you got these stickers that said, I was screwed by Trinity?
No.
Oh my gosh, it was hilarious.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, Trinity used to have these blue aluminum screws.
Oh yeah, I
used
remember
to go
those.
in the old B3s and 20 not 22s, double X's.
Oh, I remember those stickers. I think I have some.
Do you?
Yeah.
Nice.
Uh-huh.
Steve says we were talking about Plex spec, and he's like, some of them probably shouldn't run Plex. Like we were. Yeah, I know. We were talking about it. We were bringing it up. Kenneth Freeman says he really wishes that he had something more like y'all down here in Kansas City.
Yeah.
You got Fast Lane.
Yeah. Fast Lane's a good track.
Jackson says Michael was from New Mexico.
New Mexico. Okay.
Yeah.
I was close.
Steve RC says 17.5 Main. Alexander's mom said he couldn't stay to race it, and said his car was put back together with the help from Will and a few others, but he had to go.
No.
It was getting late. So.
Yeah.
We're gonna skip all that. Jackson says Emerson is the best, though. Yeah, we just can't let it get to his head, though. He says Lance got kicked out of Plex Spec and he never even won anything.
Who said that?
Jackson.
That's funny.
All right. Maybe the new owner will let you have a Tamiya off-road night live. I mean, it's not about letting. Basically, I can pretty much do anything I want within reason. So I don't know if it's about letting. I think it's just about having a market for it and having the time to do anything extra than what we do right now.
Yeah, to my off-road night would be tough because, like, so on-road cars.
Our track's not made for it.
No. Like, that, and the other part is, like, the on-road guys, they're running all Tamiya stuff because they get ready for the Tamiya Champion Series race.
That's true.
And so that's kind of a dominant brand at the Plex for on-road because it's kind of just what everybody runs, and it's like kind of easy, ready to run. Build a kit, kind of do the spec and run it type stuff. So like if we did that, you'd have to commit like 15 to 30 guys to buying all new stuff just so they could run one night a week with the special car.
Yeah. They tried to do a Tamiya off-road heat or something like that at a Tamiya race a couple of years ago, and it nobody brought anything.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like on carpet?
No, they wanted to do it on the dirt.
At our track?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
And nobody brought anything, so it didn't happen.
What is there even anymore?
Well, I mean,
what is it, like the Sand Scorcher and stuff like that?
No, like the Avante Egress, Hot Shot 2s. Any of those buggies that are the Hornet, the Grasshopper, you could do that with that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah.
But
that takes some people back.
Yeah, it just didn't work out. Where else can you find this? Is Peter Renault. Where else can you find more current setup sheets? AE and Pettit have some, but I feel like is there a better place? I don't know. I always look on AE.
Yeah, that and like Petite RC are like the only places to really get that stuff that I know about.
Yeah, I always go to the Associated site. I mean, I'll Google it, and they'll usually just send me right to the Associated site. I know Pettit has some, but I don't know. I usually look and see what Brent or what Spencer is doing.
Yeah.
Or Dustin too.
Yeah.
John Chappelle, ProTech Duo charger any good? Yes, I like ProTech chargers. So, that being said, Emerson somehow broke mine. So,
yeah,
and it lasted 4 years. I think I've had that thing sitting there for 4 years, and I've taken it with me, packed it up, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Will, this is funny. Will looks like he's got a secret or something. He's biting his tongue a lot tonight.
No. Who said that?
Peter.
Oh, Peter? No, I don't have any secrets, Peter.
How is the 75 arms able to work with the stock drive shafts, though? It doesn't have enough length to reach the outdrives.
I put the pivot all the way in.
Oh.
So that's actually the width of the original 0.2 rear end. And, it's just a tuning option. Usually guys are doing that on like higher grip stuff. So, I mean, my car has plenty of grip, so I'm just kind of looking at a way to try to free it up some. Make it so I'm not like driving it so hard to get faster laps out of it. Like I'm just trying to get like some more natural speed, so I have to work for a good lap, And I I ran this on something similar to this on the B6.2, and that thing was lights out fast all the time.
Connor Housh's car has your B2 setup on it, and it's amazing looking. I've been saying amazing a lot tonight. It's like, why? It looks really good. Connor's car looks great.
Yeah, so. It's just something I'm going to try. I haven't done it on this platform yet, so it's just something I was thinking about, and it's like, I might try this.
Let's see. I think that's about it. I think that's all the chat stuff. So.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we got it to like 35 viewers tonight again. That's really good.
Nice. No, that's pretty good.
All right. Well, that's going to be it. I got to go pick Emerson up from the store. He's putting the carpet track up. So, and
nice.
Whoever's closing is going to get mad if I'm not there soon. So, Ben Shore says, amazing. There's a whole Louis C.K. bit about the word amazing.
Yeah, I knew what
and hysterical.
Where you're going with. Yeah.
Anyways, so this show is brought to you by Pivot Lending Group. You can find them at pivotlending.com. Mention our show to Don Zoller, Aiden Olson's dad. Get $500 lender credit or 0.125 off an interest rate if you go through with a home loan or refinance. So better start doing that now because interest rates are going to go up this summer. So I think that's about it. Hey, real quick, I think Gretchen and I are going to go see my favorite band, My Morning Jacket, at the end of August at Red Rocks in Colorado.
Oh, that's cool.
I can't wait. It's gonna be awesome. I just had to throw that in there. I was excited.
Mhm.
Anyways, all right, we're gonna go.
Okay.
Get to working on your car. I'm gonna go home and do the same.
I might be done for tonight.
Oh, okay. All right.
But
Well,
it'll be done.
I'm gonna work
When
on
that
mine.
when that truck gets here, I'm gonna do that truck.
Yeah. Truck series.
Yeah. I'm more thinking of INS.
That's that too. That as well.
If I ran 3 rounds, I'd like to qualify for points and top 10 points in
40 plus,
13.5
man.
truck. Yeah.
I'm going after that 40 plus thing.
Yeah. I'm a truck. I need a trucker hat.
Just got to find a
You
way
get
not
it.
to screw it up.
Yeah. I need like one of those, like, what is it? The girls on the mud flap girls. I need like one of those
Oh.
hats because I'm a trucker. I'm a truck driver.
Well, if you were a truck driver, you'd be getting trampled by horses right now in Canada. So,
Is that what happens?
yeah, that's what
Oh.
happens. Anyways, all right, we're gonna go.
All right. Bye.
All right, I'll see you guys.